Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Kalika and you're gonna be nicer to bank staff after watching this video. No, you can't take money out of your girlfriend's account. I have a good one. It happened not too long ago. Young guy, early 20s. I've seen him in the drive-thru before depositing a check to a girl's account. Okay, sure, no problem. It's only a deposit. This day, he came into the lobby and I called him from the line since I didn't have a car in the drive-thru. He hands me a debit card and says he wants to take money out of the checking account. The card is upside down, so I quickly see there's no photo or signature and ask him for his ID. He replies that he doesn't have it with him. Fine. I turn over the card to type in the number to pull up the checking account, and notice that it's a girl's name. The same name on the account he made a deposit to a few days before in the drive-thru. When I ask him who the card belongs to, he says it's his girlfriend's card. Then I ask him if he's joint on the account. He gives me a blank look for a couple of seconds and says no. I let him know that he can't be taking money out of an account that's not his. Then he starts going into a story about how the ATM won't give him any more money after taking $500 out, and his and his girlfriend's rent is due the next day. He keeps asking about why the ATM won't give him more money. I literally said at least 3 times that you can withdraw up to $500 at the ATM in a 24-hour period, so he'd have to wait or have his girlfriend come into the bank in the next hour before we closed for the day. He starts to get a little upset. I only need $500. By this time, I could clearly see he's just not getting it, so I had to be a little more blunt. I'm sorry, but you either have to wait until tomorrow and withdraw from the ATM again, or you can have your girlfriend come in before we close. You can't fill out our withdrawal slip to take money from an account that's not yours. That's not legal. I, of course, get another blank look for him for, I swear, 5 full seconds. Then he says, but she doesn't think she can get ready in time to get here before you close. I just say sorry and repeat, yet again, everything I've told him, stressing the not legal part. He gets fed up and goes on his merry way. I really do my very best to provide great customer service, but when common sense is lacking and my explanations are ignored, I wish I could tell people to go back to school and take a special course. Common Sense and Finances 101. It boggles the mind that people think they can come into a bank and actually try to do this. I can hardly believe people just hand over their debit and ATM cards to another person either. Did you check my account? I have a lot of money at this bank. I work at a credit union and handle teller transactions. A man just came in and wanted to deposit a few checks and cash another. The driver's license we had on file for him expired in 2014. Before cashing the check, I said, "Can I have your updated driver license for the cash out? The one we have on file is a little out of date." The member gives me a nasty look. I've been with this bank, it's a credit union buddy, for a long time. Did you check my account? Yes sir, I did. So you can see that I have $150,000 in one account and over $100,000 in another. Without missing a beat, I said, which is exactly why I want to make absolutely sure no one other than you is conducting transactions on your account. He glared at me. We had a little staring match before he gave me his license. Other times, someone tries to say something like, "What? That's ridiculous, I don't have it on me." Then somehow when I say, "Okay, well we can't do the withdrawal without valid ID," they miraculously managed to find it. I never spoke to you. I still don't know what happened 3 hours later. I've been helping out with our contact center's incoming phone calls. If they need their account number, if they need their password reset, if there's fraud on the account, etc. I want to preface this too. To be able to take phone calls like this, you normally get 3 days of training with someone in the contact center, and the training is available to member services officers and higher. I'm a member services rep too. We're short-handed and I was thrown into this with almost no training. I would take calls when I worked at the bank, but nothing this in-depth, especially because the credit union does more than the bank ever did. Anyway, a guy calls in tonight, tells me his name. Let's call him Dale. I look him up, have him tell me the address on file and his birthday. Great, both match. Name on the account matches? Dale. He asked me what kind of relief options we have for our loans. We have a skip a pay program where you can obviously skip a payment. Normally we only do it twice a year and there's requirements to qualify. I make a call to double check the requirements because they've been relaxed, and there's 2 options for him to complete this. He can either go on his app and pick it, or I can email him a link. He tells me to email it to him. I confirm he has access to the email on file and rattle off the email. He says yes, that's his email. Perfect. I copy his email address and send the link. I get an email back from the address a few minutes later. Are you sure you have the right person? I never spoke to you. Call me back at this number. My heart dropped into my stomach. I can be a bit of a perfectionist, and I'm anxious by nature. I don't like to make mistakes, and I'm absolutely dumbfounded. I call up one of the supervisors and tell him what happened. He's just as confused as I am. I send him the email I sent and the one I received. He told me he would look into it. He called the member, who told him that he doesn't have any accounts with us and refused to answer any identification questions. The supervisor told me he'd look into it more tomorrow. I'm still at a loss. There's no joint on the account. The guy confirmed all his information. I'm stumped. Someone in the comments came up with a pretty plausible theory on this one, and it was that someone in the household has probably set up an account in his name, which means that this guy might have a loan that he knows absolutely nothing about. The complaints rages on. It's been about 2 months since the corona outbreak, and things haven't gotten better here. While the long lines have gotten a bit better, attitudes have not. The other day, we had a customer complain about waiting over an hour on the lines and that the Burger King's drive-thru was much faster than this. Well, Richard, what do you want us to do about it? Everyone and their dog wants to renew CDs, open accounts and other crap, so that stuff will take time. People should know damn well by now how long our lines can get. I also had a case of this lady that wanted to do a transfer between her accounts, but she filled out the slip wrong. For our bank, withdrawals and transfers are one slip, but you fill out only one part of the slip depending on what you want to do. It's very common that people fill out both the withdrawal and the transfer portions, so we have to ask them what they wanted to do. I have them fill out a new slip, sometimes we do it for them, and have them sign it again. Most are chill with that, but we get people that make a stink over it. This one lady I had, who also filled the slip wrong, said to me, "Why? It's not a big deal." Well, Karen, back office makes it a big deal, so we have to abide by the rules or risk getting in trouble. More so if we get audited and they catch that. So the schmuck decides not to do the transfer after all, wasting my time. To put the icing on this crap cake, there was one time we were ready to close up and one of our tellers was out there to block any extra cars from coming in. I didn't get to fully see what happened, but according to him, the guy he blocked got pissed off about being denied service and refused to move his car. He was parked across both lanes at the entrance. I seriously thought this guy was going to run him over. As soon as we helped the last customer, we slammed down those gates faster than the falling interest rates. The guy sat there for another minute before finally giving up. Oh, and as an added bonus, Regional wants us to start pushing the investments with the customers. Thankfully, our assistant manager knows how stupid it is and isn't going to push us to do it. Let's be real. Most of our customers nowadays are only concerned with their CDs, deposits and withdrawals. Investments and credit cards are the very last things on their mind in this pandemic. I'm honestly still kind of baffled that drive-through banks are even a thing. And in my last Tales from Your Bank video, there were a few of you commenting that saying that they're in England as well. So it makes me wonder how far behind Ireland is, but at the same time, I can't ever imagine using a drive-through bank anyway. Okay, so that's all for r/Tales from Your Bank. I really hope you did enjoy it. As always, if you do want to see more content like this, then please do subscribe. My Twitter, Discord and Patreon links are in the description, and any support is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!